Hello, everyone, and welcome. Paulie here. It's so good to have you here. In this video, we're going to be talking about the meditation style or concept of uh, just be. So, there is a concept out there that you may have already heard of, which is about just be or just being. And so, today we are going to talk about some of the different ways that that shows up in the world and in different cultures around the world, too. I'd like to mention first to anyone who is subscribed or thinking of subscribing, we are actually going to be changing our YouTube channel over to our business name, Earthstar Heartroot, soon. So keep an ear out for that. So, state of existing in the present moment without striving, judging, or attaching to thoughts, emotions, or outcomes. This is what ChatGPT says that meditation with just be, the concept of just be is. So, just be for V, when V meditate, that is really a lot of what we center my own meditation around. My meditation is centered around just existing in the present moment and letting things come and go without judgment. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a bit too. So, just being to us is really encouraging a pure experience of awareness, letting go of like mental chatter and things that are, busyness in your mind, reducing stress and anxiety. And most importantly, and this can be a very difficult thing for a lot of people, to just be is to not want to have to do anything or fix anything, just letting it be as it is, yourself and everything else. So, some of the core ideas here is first of all, presence. Presence is grounding yourself in the present moment. Presence is not worrying about the past or the future. This cultivates attention to the now, to the present moment. And this is important because it's not just during meditation. Being able to just be can help one in your daily life, even just practicing it briefly without feeling like you need to move on to anything else or worry about the past or future. Kind of like when you're cutting a fruit or a vegetable, if your mind is somewhere else and you're thinking of other things besides what you're doing, you may cut yourself. So this can be useful in so many different situations in life. Another core idea of just be is non-judgment. That is anything that arises in your mind, you don't label it as good or bad. Whatever comes up, it just is what it is, and we try not to judge it and say, is this good or bad for me? You try to say in your meditation, possibly hold it there, and then you let it go. And when you're done with the meditation, you can choose to reflect on that possibly. However, outside the meditation, non-judgment is good in daily life because it can help one to observe a situation without interfering, or at least postponing getting involved in a situation until you have observed it, and then you may have a better concept of the situation and know how to involve yourself in it better, not forcing yourself. And this leads to the other core idea. The third core idea is letting go. This is releasing control and expectations. This is not needing to force any feeling or achieving anything during the meditation or even during anything in your daily life. There's times when we need to force our wills on things, when we need to make things happen and take action, of course, in a forceful way. But this is a way of knowing when that's appropriate and when maybe it's not. And it's better to just observe or to slowly get involved in something instead of forcing it so much. And this lends itself to the fourth concept, which is flow. And flow is like a state of openness. We only recommend practicing this part of it if you are in a physically safe, emotionally safe place, where you're in a place where you know that you can kind of go with the flow energetically, spiritually, if you will, and you'll still be safe. And this will allow yourself to think and move naturally and organically. Going with the flow, really, because you are knowing you can be open, you are not, it really helps your mind kind of go away temporarily and just kind of go with the flow during the meditation, move or think about whatever you need without having to worry. This is also something that's better when you've practiced just being on a more regular basis, to just be able to go with the flow. That will just be something that comes to you. In my own personal meditations and what we do here on this channel, many of the core practices, as I said, of what we do are in just be. You can check out my video called Introduction to Meditation / Breathwork for more information. So to recap a lot of what we talk about in our videos, just being can reduce stress and anxiety by calming and moderating your nervous system. It increases awareness of what you're doing in the moment, anytime, not just during the meditation. Builds emotional resilience because you can handle things as they happen, so you can adapt easier. So it's a mindset in the moment, also a practice. It gets easier to do the more you practice it, the more you hone this ability, just like meditation in general. Just being really is something that, even though it can be at the core of meditation, can also be the hardest to achieve purely. And that's fine. Just knowing that you're trying to achieve it is what's important. Although don't look at it like a goal. That's another thing. Just being does not say, oh, there's a goal I have to get to, or there's a post that shows progress. Just being is like, you're fine just the way you are right there, and enjoy that. So let's look at other ways of just being, not necessarily in meditation around the world, also philosophical and spiritual, and sometimes a combination of many of these things like we like to do. So that all just depends on the region. This is a lot of information also taken via ChatGPT, just to let you know, so you can look any of this up anytime if you'd like. In India, the Advaita Vedanta and meditation practices. In Advaita Vedanta, a non-dualistic school of Hindu philosophy, just be aligns with the idea of Atman, or the self, being identical to Brahman, or the universal consciousness. The Bhagavad Gita, and we did practice these beforehand, so I'm sorry if I'm getting them wrong, but we are trying our best. Bhagavad Gita encourages letting go of attachment to results and simply existing in harmony with your dharma, or duty. Mindfulness in yoga, particularly in its meditative aspects, teaches practitioners to focus on being present without clinging to thoughts. In Japan, in Zen Buddhism, that emphasizes zazen, which is seated meditation, where the goal is not to attain enlightenment actually, but to sit with just what is. There is also Shikan Taza, a central practice in Zen meaning just sitting, about existing in the present without seeking or striving, similar to just be. In China, Taoism teaches living in harmony with the Tao, or the way, which is often described as a flow of life that cannot be forced or controlled. In Wu Wei, this Taoist principle translates to effortless action, or non-doing, emphasizing living in the moment and letting life unfold naturally. In the Middle East, in Sufi mysticism, the idea of just be is reflected in practices of surrender and presence before the divine. The Tai Wutkal, the concept of placing trust in God, encourages letting go of worry, simply being in a state of faith and awareness. In indigenous traditions, spiritual practices around the world often focus on living in harmony with nature and the present moment. Many rituals and meditations encourage stillness, observation, and simply existing as part of the natural world. In Western philosophy and modern movements, you have Stoicism from ancient Greece and Rome. Philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus emphasized focusing on what is within your control and accepting what isn't. Mindfulness movement is inspired by Buddhist traditions, but contemporary mindfulness encourages just being present, observing thoughts non-judgmentally. In Africa, there is the Ubuntu philosophy, and I apologize, I didn't get specifically where this might exist in Africa, but in some African traditions, it means I am because we are, emphasizing connection and presence within the community. While not explicitly about just be, it values existing authentically and harmoniously with others. In Christian mysticism, we have Christian contemplative practices like centering prayer, something we used to do when we used to be Christian. And this involves quieting the mind and sitting in God's presence without expectations, embodying a just be mindset. In Tibetan Buddhism, you have the Dzogchen. Meditation teaches awareness of the natural state of mind, which is described as pure, spacious, and simply existing. Universal themes across these traditions are profound, simple truths. They are, in my mind, it's about like spiritually surrendering while also maintaining a kind of mindset of wanting to just be as you are, purely accepting yourself as you are, accepting the situation as it is, and not passing judgment on it. And this, I believe, invites humanity to embrace presence and stillness. And presence and stillness of mind can also be achieved while out in the busy world through this practice. So, another reminder, anyone who's subscribed or thinking of subscribing, I'm about to do a guided meditation here, but just a reminder before we do that and before we go, that we're going to be changing the channel to another. We're going to be changing to another channel. This is going to remain my personal channel, and the new channel will be for the business Earth Star Heart Root. It will be Earth Star Heart Root. More information on that to come. For now, let me play a little bit of music here, and we will all do a little bit of a meditation on the concept of just be. So, get yourself into a calm, peaceful, physical position, something where you can be relaxed and present. If there are distractions around you, close your eyes, maybe put in some earbuds, or simply try to take your mind away a little bit from those distractions and focus on yourself. This can be just your physical body, concept of your mental self, your spiritual self. Once you are feeling as safe and as calm as you physically can, allow your gaze to soften, allow your eyes to close if that's comfortable. So you are comfortable and relaxing. Once you feel physically comfortable and your mind begins to let go, you feel your body as it is, where it touches your chair, your couch, where your feet touch the floor. Here is where you are. What you feel, there is where you are. This is true with every cell of your being. Try to touch that with a thought. Maybe you even want to or need to move your body in some way to feel just where you are. You know that the ability to just be is to be present, feeling, listening, becoming aware of how you are. This is your body, your thoughts. But if anything comes up that makes you think of the past, just observe it and let your thoughts flow to something else. There's no need to dwell on anything here or to ruminate or overthink. Anything uncomfortable that comes up, let that judgment fall away. Let your thoughts move to something else. any feelings are difficult to deal with, try to breathe deeply, deeply in and hold it there. And then this uncomfortable concept when you breathe it out and let it release. No need to judge it, just let it go. Doesn't matter if it might come up again, we're not worried about the future here. Be in this moment as you're breathing in, breathing out, moving and flowing, releasing, grounding yourself, feeling your true self in your body, and just sitting with that. Nothing from the past needs to matter here. There's nothing to worry about for the future. Just be with yourself. Be in your seat, your couch, your bed. Be in this moment. Not for any reason than just to be. Not for any reason. The only reason you are here is because you are here. And you can just be. You may feel you need to move or vocalize, move, harmonize with what feels present. Your environment and your thoughts with you now, coming and going, flowing in and out, above and below. Allow yourself to experience peace and joy. There's no judgment, and yet everything that you don't need falls away for just a brief moment of time, and you feel so beautiful just being. Now slowly start to come back very slowly. We're not going to worry as much now about what has to happen in the present moment. Just that it is. As you come back and your body feels more present, you can feel more parts of it, unless you were already very in touch with many parts of your body as you were doing this meditation, and also bringing your mind back more to your present moment around you as your eyes open. And then you might start thinking about past and future and judging things again, because that's normal life. Just knowing that you can bring what you learned here today and continuing to practice this into your daily life, so that hopefully you can be present when it serves you best, and you won't have to make any kind of special time or place for it. Think of it like any kind of daily practice or exercise, where being able to be present, being able to just be, can truly help you live a more peaceful and joyful life. We hope it helps you. Thank you for spending your time here. Hope to see you soon on the new channel. Peace, love, and blessings of the Grove.